it's Nurse Jay at Nursing the Truth. I hope all is well today. So, me and little Sunny, we are doing well today. Just been busy running errands, taking my daughter to the orthodontist. So, as usual, Nurse Jay is always on the run, but never too tired to expose the lies and all the other stuff that comes with the package. So, what are we going to be talking about today, Truth Seekers? And what I am sharing with you today, you can also find on GnosticWarrior.com. Now, some people do get aggravated with me that I read from the article and they say, well, we could just read it for ourselves. Well, sometimes people don't want to go and read it. So I just kind of help them along the way. Also, from my viewers that just landed on my channel today, thank you very much for stopping by. I just had a subscriber all the way from Bangladesh that is looking for truth, and he wants me to help him and guide him along the way. And I am so happy that he has asked me to do that. And so all my other people, thank you so much. Shout outs to 40, All Eyes on Atlantis, Ricky, Paul, Ray, Cecilia, all my good subscribers. So thank you very much for attending today. So what are we going to talk about? Purgatory. You know, the little thing that the Catholic Church wants and teaches you to believe. Purgatory. Where is this story coming from? Well, friends, we have been talking about Crete. You know, in the Greek province, along the Mediterranean, Greek gods and goddesses. So, the paradise lost in Crete, Dante's Inferno, where hell is, and where if we don't believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one can come to the Father except through Him. But wait a minute. So are you telling me that if you're Muslim or Hindu or Buddhist or atheist, that you are not going to heaven? Well, if each one of these religions had a prophet, then what's the difference between the prophet Jesus and the prophet Muhammad and Buddha and Krishna? Anyway, I digress. Figure it out for yourself. But anyway, the ancient holy land of Crete has a history that goes back way, way long ago. And that it's a great place where legends were born, the goddesses and gods, and the saints were christened. And the wars for rulership of the world have been fought there, and both paradise found and paradise lost. Now, a place in purgatory from the sins of their fathers, a people scattered amongst the nations and tribes kept in captivity. And Dante tells the story of Crete in Purgatorio, Purgatorio. Look it up for yourself, friends, if you'd like. Where he has a dream that he is on Mount Ida and is carried up to heaven by an eagle. Upon awakening, Dante finds that during his sleep, he had been moved to the lowest part of Mount Ida that he called just below the gate of Purgatory. Have you ever heard that, you could pray for your family members to be out of purgatory? What is so sick about this whole thing is that when the Catholic Church started, and especially, around the Borgia times and the medieval times, they come up with some BS. The little boxes for purgatory, and you can put your little coins in, And because you put your little coin in and you prayed for your family members that has done passed and moved on, that you were going to pray them to heaven. That was just so that the Catholic Church could get your money, and they told some damn story. Isn't this sick, friends? And that to this day, they still teach the purgatory. First of all, we know where this purgatory story comes from. It comes from Crete, and it comes from the mythologies, and it comes from all this stuff. And then, the Catholic Church knows about it because these people were well versed in the Greek and Roman legends of the day. And it says, and it is here where the image with the allegory of the old man beneath Mount Ida, from where the three mythological rivers spring, and the statue of the old man of Crete who is made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay. Have you ever heard of that in the book of Daniel? Remember? You go look it up. And the old man of Crete would be the father of Zeus and husband of Cybele, who was known in mythology as Father Time, Kronos, Saturn, and the king of Crete. It was on Mount Ida where Cybele raised her son, the infant Jupiter, secretly in the care of the priesthood of Jupiter and Pan. And Dante writes that the statue had his back to Demeter and gazing toward Rome. All roads lead to Rome. And Virgil describes the ancient statue at Mount Ida in the Inferno with imagery of falling tears. Oh, I have heard my family, my grandmother, and my mother, which they were in the Pentecostal faith, and my mother used to tell me that God keeps vials of tears, and that the tears that your family member cries, it goes to God, and that with the tears, they can be saved. Now we know where the story comes from. So it says, in the mountain's core, an ancient man stands tall, his shoulders turned, and faces Rome as though it were his mirror. His head is fashioned like the finest gold, pure silver are his arms and hands and chest. And from there his legs spread is brass, and the rest of him is of iron. Except his right foot, which is in terracotta, he puts more weight on this foot than the other. And every part of him the gold is broken. By a fissure dripping tears down to his feet, where they collect the cavern's rock. The Babylonians were known to have ruled over the land of the two rivers, united by Hammurabi, the lawgiver. The lawgiver was even before Moses. Shamash, the sun god, had given Hammurabi the codes of man, or the laws of man, almost identical to Moses. But you see, Godthoth was before Hammurabi and had given the Egyptians good laws to live by. So, in Purgatory, where after due penance, the spirits are allowed to procure oblivion of their past crimes by washing in the river Lethe. And this river, it gives some type of Latin name by Virgil, which I cannot say, and I'm not going to dare to say it. Virgil also paints a picture of Crete as the island in the middle of the sea. He tells of a place that was once a lush paradise of greenery and now cold and abandoned desert. The Golden Age was said to have had its commencement in Crete under the reign of Saturn, a place I believe to be Mount Ida and later came desolate, the author says. Roman senator and historian Cornelius Tacitus had written that the Jews often traveled to Crete to celebrate the festival of Pentecost in Jerusalem, and that they eventually were exiled from the island when Saturn was driven from his throne by the violence of Jupiter. The Cretans are called Idaeans and then Judeans, who eventually became fugitives from the island and who then settled on the nearest coast of Africa and the remote corner of Libya. Crete in the Bible is found 1 Samuel 30:14, Ezekiel 25:16, and the Philistines are described as Kerethites, which is another name for the Cretans. Their city is known as Captor and the Captorium in Deuteronomy 2:23, Jeremiah 47:4, Amos 9:7, which is connected with Sidonia. Josephus even wrote, "The tradition is that the Jews ran away from the island of Crete and settled themselves on the coast of Libya, and that at this time when Saturn was driven out of his kingdom by the power of Jupiter, an argument for it is fetched from their name. The mountain Ida is famous in Crete, and the neighboring inhabitants are named, which with a barbarous argument becomes the name of Jud, or Jews." Some say that these were people very numerous in Egypt under the reign of Isis, and that the Egyptians got free from that burden by sending them into adjoining countries under their captains Hierosolamus and Judas. And you know what's funny is Josephus is before Tacitus. And Tacitus just pretty much rewrites what Josephus has said. But it doesn't matter, friends. They're all in this together. So in The Secret Doctrine by Madame Helen Blavatsky, which everyone needs this in their library, Isis Unveiled. Actually, she has 3 books, but I only got this. I went to Jacksonville, Florida when my grandmother died back in August, and to clear my head, I went to a bookstore and got this. Very damning information in this book, friends, and you need to read it. The teaching of the Roman Catholic naming that Hermon the mountain in the land of Mizpah, meaning anathema, destruction, is the same as Mount Armon. As proof of this, Josephus is often quoted as affirming that still in his own day enormous bones of giants were daily discovered in it. But it was the land of Balaam the prophet whom the Lord loved well, and so mixed up were facts and personages in the said scholar's brains that when the Zohar explained the birds which inspired Balaam to mean serpents, to wit, the wise man and adepts at whose school he had learnt the mysteries of prophecy. So, Purgatory, Dante, first century writers, Roman Catholic Church, the Pisos, the Stoic philosophers. It all comes hand in hand. New Testament written in Koine Greek. You decide, friends. Are you going to believe in yourself? Or are you going to believe what you have been spoon-fed all of your life? Until next time, Hotep and Ashe, and always search for the truth. And when you find the truth will set you free. Have a great evening, guys. Goodbye.